Success of 3, and a long day looming for England unless they can break this partnership.
And Daryl Cullinan rapidly hauling Kirsten in, and when you think that Cullinan got off the mark after only 22 balls, after 22 balls, not only 22. That's a classical shot. Looks so good when he plays them like that.
We saw plenty of that in England for Derbyshire this year. He got a few hundreds, and that is terrific stuff. Face of the bat opening nicely, full extension.
Hick again. And Kirsten using his feet nicely, and once again finding that gap. They've really been trying to plug it, but he finds a way through time and time again.
Such an effective player. Made his mind up, footwork good, placement perfect.
He's caught behind one that just went on straight. If anything, might have just gone away from him a touch, and he just got the faintest of edge, and that's the end. Caught by Russell.
There's no turn in this pitch. Hick has barely straightened an off break, and if this one did actually drift, it's actually a little wide to push at defensively. You're not defending your stumps, and that's really what got to him, because the face of the bat, once you push that wide, inevitably it offers a smaller target to the broad, and he got the edge. But good bowling, and Graham Hick's not only done a good holding job for his captain, but he's nicked out that vital wicket of Cullinan. Streaky innings, but full of great shots as well.
Partnership of 137, just too short of the record for South Africa for the third wicket here at the Wanderers, with Graham Pollock and Eddie Barlow putting on 139 against the Aussies in 69-70. And now Jonty Rhodes, not been in great form. One good innings for Natal, and he had a good 50 in the one-day international up in Zimbabwe, but very short of test runs of late. He's got it away again through that gap, and this is the long-awaited moment. He was beginning to worry whether he'd ever get there, but he's there now. A maiden Test 100 for Gary Kirsten.
Terrific innings. Anchored his side's innings today, just as Atherton did at Centurion Park, and he's deserved that. Sometimes when you get out in the 60s and 70s, it starts to get to you. You just wonder, is there a barrier there that I can't conquer? Well, he has done this time, and I'm sure that that's not the one and only 100 for him.
Jonty Rhodes has gone. Again, the away swing of Dominic Cork doing the trick, but that was a fairly wide, and Jonty Rhodes had no business in sparring at it.
Well, it also bounced a little bit. You see, it's pitched just outside off stump. It's gone again, and it's also bounced a touch. And this is Cork's strength. He came into this test match with 26 wickets in his first 6 matches, and one of those he didn't get a bowl in at Centurion Park, so he's averaging effectively 5 wickets a test match, and he's on course again here. See the extra bit of bounce there, although, as Trevor said, it was wide.
And he just opened the face of the bat a little bit too, to compound his problem. So Mr. Reliable, Brian McMillan, test average of over 41, nearly 42 with the bat. And when you think of his bowling exploits, a tremendous all-rounder. And that's the way to get underway.
He must be in the top 2 or 3 all-rounders in world cricket. His wickets are only costing around about 30. Over 40 with the bat. Terrific slip fielder.
One only, I think. Kirsten's going back for the second. It's going to be tight. Why did he have to go back for that second?
Well, Darrell Hare, who in the past has been known not to call for the third umpire, has given it. He's called for it this time, and that decision looks so tight that third umpire, Rudy Kutzen, has said, no, you stay there. That was tight.
He's gone. The new ball has done it. And Gary Kirsten, almost 6 hours out there in the sun. And that went across him. There was a bit of bounce in it. But I think, too, that a moment's lapse in concentration as he sparred at it. And who can blame him after such a long innings?
It's pitched on off stump, but from the angle Malcolm bowls from, it was always going to go wide. But you batted there for nearly 6 hours. Even if you're not tired physically, mentally, there just comes a little time when you do the odd thing which you know you shouldn't. But what an innings that was, and as good a maiden Test 100 as you'll find, and of what value to South Africa that's been. Again, a little bit of bounce as well.
New ball taken after 80 overs, and South Africa needing desperately to see out the 10 overs with the new ball today. Dave Richardson coming in his number 7 position. Thoughts that maybe Clive Extian might have come in as a night watchman.
It's a very difficult period in which to come.
This is in the air, and Russell has taken it. They believe it's out, and so does umpire Carl Liebenberg. Now, where did that come off? It was a very woody sound, I must think, Jack.
Indeed it was. There was quite a noise there. And remember David Richardson getting 40 odd as night watchman at Headingley and getting peppered. He's got peppered here, and that looks for all the world as though that's going straight on to the top of the bat handle.
Point of the bat handle. That's where it hits. That's why we heard that woody sound, and Russell gleefully throws it up, and up goes the dreaded finger. So Richardson, like Andrew Hudson, a duck.
Well, this is just rescuing a few things for England out of what has not been a good day. Let's have another look at it. Now, does it get onto the bat handle? It looks so to me.
Waited for the swing and placed it perfectly.
Brian McMillan's technique is so well organised because he's got a short backlift. Look, he doesn't go up above hip height, but he's such a strong man, and he goes well through the hitting area. Now then, Sean Pollock.
First Test innings, and what a time to have to come in. Oh, and I think he might have been dropped there by Robin Smith under the helmet at short leg. Yes, Smith not staying down, otherwise I think he would have grabbed that.
He's not a specialist short leg fielder, Robin Smith.
Umpire Hare is not interested. I think that came off the front pad. He's indicating it there now.
Yeah, the bat is starting to offer and then left behind. It was clearly off pad. Good decision from Hare.
Peel for LBW. Second last ball of the day, and he's got Brian McMillan, and that's exactly what South Africa could not afford.
Well, that has turned the day right round. That's pitched middle and leg and straightened, and McMillan didn't get anywhere. See how the right leg's come forward as he's fallen and played round his front leg, and from Cork's bowling release point and the away swing, that is good enough, and that completes a run with that second new ball of 3 wickets for 18 runs. That's a terrific comeback from England.
Useful little 35, but the dismissal right before the close, critical. And you see here that front foot, the heel in the end is on the line, so he wasn't that far forward, and a great blow struck by Cork.
There's a look at the day's scorecard. Gary Kirsten stands head and shoulders, just under 6 hours for that 110, his maiden Test 100. Harold Cullinan 69, he worked hard and looked as though he was getting back to some of his best form. Brian McMillan, though, falling just before close, 278 for 7. And just that one big partnership, 137 between Kirsten and Cullinan, 71 between Kirsten and Cronje. One more's needed, though. Well, Dominic Cork will know that he's worked hard on this first day. 27 overs and 5 deliveries, 4 for 74. Malcolm came good as the day wore on, but disappointing Goff. Hick did a tidy job. Well, much of the same action here at the Wanderers tomorrow, day 2 of this test match. And you can see it on television. Let's take a look at the transmission times. On CCV from 10 o'clock. Play starts at 10:30, but we'll be opening up at 10 here, through to 4:30, and then from 4:30 to 6, we take you through to the close on NNTV Sport. Well, a fantastic first day's play here. We've had a man making 100, also Dominic Cork bowling some terrific away swing and taking 4 wickets. Everything you could wish for in the first day of a test match. And more tomorrow here at the Wanderers on day 2 of South Africa against England and the second test match. From all of us at the Wanderers, good. Hello and welcome to the Wanderers and the highlights of the second day of play of the second test between South Africa and England. Well, after the first day of play, honours pretty well even thanks to some good bowling by England towards the end of that first day. Let's take a look at the scorecard going into the second day. As you can see, South Africa were going along very nicely through Kirsten and Cullinan, and then things started to go a little wrong towards the latter stages of the afternoon. They lost Kirsten, Rhodes, Macmillan and Richardson in pretty quick succession. 278 for 7, just short of 90 overs. And the one big partnership, 137 between Kirsten and Cullinan, 71 between Kirsten and Cronje. But as you can see, nothing too substantial after that. Cork, the danger man for England, really superb effort in big heat here at the Wanderers yesterday. 4 for 74 in 27 overs and 5 deliveries. Malcolm looked better as the afternoon drew on, and he picked up the last 2 wickets, 2 for 42 and 16. Fraser, Goff and Hick the remainder. So prospects are for a fascinating day's play on day 2, and the action is bound to be pretty intense out in the middle. Let's join our commentators Trevor Quirk and Lee Irvin.
As Gerald de Kock said, Dominic Cork, the pick of the bowlers for England on day 1. And will he be able to winkle out the last 3 South African batsmen and get South Africa out for under 300? That is the idea. Clive Exton there to resume, a man who has only one first-class 50 to his credit. Made this season 58 against Zimbabwe A, but he's made many 100 in club cricket. Devon Malcolm and Pollock with early aggression.
Instructions from his captain just to go out there and enjoy it and play his game, and that he certainly started off doing. Very quick onto the pull. Of course, Devon Malcolm really just loosening up here. No great venom in the ball, but well punished.
And more runs for young Pollock, and he really got hold of that one.
Yes, well, that was a lot quicker. Had a bouncer before that, and still showed his willingness to get onto the pull. Got over it nicely, and away it went.
Well, there's no great reason for the tailenders to go out there and just to hang about, because eventually they're going to get out, so they might as well play some shots, and certainly this is enterprising stuff from Shaun Pollock.
Well, it's just the epitome of the attitude of the South African side. This was an absolutely superb shot. Knee well bent, Wally Hammond style, that shot.
Valuable runs here for South Africa. It's up in the air. Robin Smith is out there. He started to backpedal. I think he might have lost it for a moment, but he grabs it in the end, and the end of Shaun Pollock. A very fine 33 made by the young man.
He was a little bit angry at getting out at the time, because he knew that he'd been suckered into that shot. They put the man back, Robin Smith, behind square or just on square, deep, just for that shot. There was nobody else in the vicinity. He didn't need to play the shot, but he went for it, didn't get over the top, and paid the penalty. Nevertheless, 33 good runs in only 45 balls.
5 fours. And some very good shots indeed. Carrying South Africa to over 300. Just when England were hoping to bowl South Africa out for under that target. Now Merrick Pringle who amazingly actually headed the Western Province batting averages last season. He made his top score of 60 not out against Free State, and he's got 5 first-class 50s to his name, and when the runs come to him, they come quickly.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about him. Doesn't hang around.
Angus Fraser. 4 runs. That was an unbelievable shot. He's only just got there, and he comes marching down the wicket to one of the England fast bowlers and lashes him through the covers.
Well, we've heard of good footwork, but watch this. Fred Astaire would have been proud of this shot. Down the track to a seamer. No seamer likes this. And look at that beautiful stroke play.
And that'll be 4. Fine shot by Clive Eckstein.
Well, Clive Eckstein not wanting to be outdone by the man a little bit further down the order than him. His runs have taken an enormous amount of time so far in his Test career. So he's just trying to show the powers that be that he can play nice shots. And certainly did so.
He's had to defend for South Africa before. He'll be knowing more in this match, though. That's the end. He gets a thick edge and a good catch by Jack Russell, diving in front of first slip. And the end of Eckstein's innings. He was watchful while he played with Pollock, who exploded this morning. But this is a beauty.
Dominic Cook showing the advantage of seam, just a little bit of swing, a little bit of seam, but whatever it did fast and beat the bat on the outside there. Jack Russell showing just what a fine wicketkeeper he is. There are 13 runs in 38 balls.
And exactly an hour at the wicket. And this, and a very good catch it is, to the 6th one for Russell in the innings. Remember yesterday he did drop a catch, Daryl Cullinan. Otherwise he might well have, well, he did catch Cullinan in the end, so I suppose we can't say that he might have bagged 7 and joined 3 others who have achieved that. Oh, that's a peach from Devon Malcolm.
Well, discussing the situation of the England attack with Jeff Boycott, he strongly believes that Malcolm should be a fixture in the England side, and this is one of the reasons why. That is an absolutely perfect delivery to a tail ender. Just does enough, hits the seam, leaves him. It would have beaten many a better batsman than Alan Donald, and away he goes. So the end of the South African innings with a superb delivery.
Yes, I agree with you. That delivery would have undone many a top order batsman. Too good for Alan Donald, out for a duck, and giving Devon Malcolm his 4th wicket, and South Africa all out.
The complete South African scorecard, and 55 runs scored in this morning's play. Just 14 overs, thanks mainly to Sean Pollock's 33 from 45 deliveries. Hit 5 fours in that. Eckstein 13, Pringle 10, Donald making a duck. The partnerships, that 3rd wicket one stands out head and shoulders above the rest, 71 for the 2nd, but nothing too substantial from the remainder of the batsmen. As a result, South Africa not getting over 400. The England bowling, Cork and Malcolm were superb. Cork in particular, 5 for 84 and 32. He's very impressive at the Wanderers. Malcolm looks to be getting back to something like his form at the Oval last year. Gough was less than impressive. Fraser worked hard. England were required to bat for 40 minutes before lunch on the 2nd day of this test, and the South African fast bowlers dead keen to have a go at them. Let's rejoin Lee Irvin and Trevor Quirk.
Michael Atherton, the captain, and Alex Stewart opening the batting. Formidable opening pair. And the world's cameras here at the Wanderers to record it. Average of under 40. Alan Donald to bowl to Mike Atherton. Average of just over 40. Very organised player.
And well experienced, both of them having 50 test matches under their belts.
It's a very good delivery early on from Alan Donald. Thank goodness that came back.
Mike Atherton does like to leave them ball a lot early in his innings, and that's safe,
as long as the ball isn't directed on the stumps.
Jumped right across to protect his stumps. And that'll go for 4. The diving Jonty Rhodes not able to grab it.